Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's me, Kenny. I'm sorry that this had to be this way, but I'm in the Czech Republic, so getting to be able to do a recording while I'm in the middle of teaching at AnimGym has been a little bit difficult. And I also, you can hear a little bit of a frog in my throat. Haven't been 100%, but the show must go on. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but let's get to the shot coach entries. There were 2 for August, so it's going to be a quick little thing here. Not going to take too long. Let's start with, of course I have new apps that can open this type of file. Thank you for being so helpful. Windows, go away. Okay, so this is my first time seeing these, okay? First up is Nicole Bloom. Here we go. Alright, that's cute. Nicole, I wonder if it would be better if there was a moment where he didn't know what's happening. He kind of jumps on there and immediately looks up. He's barely finished recovering from the jump when he looks straight up. In fact, it's the overlap of the jump that is basically the anticipation for looking up. I wonder if you were purposefully making the transition the action there. Which has been my advice in the past for some other types of shots. It doesn't really apply here. I would think that this might play out better if he does a little bit of a quicker jump and a little bit of a quicker recovery, lands, and then looks up with nice amount of snap, really like quick, tight timing on that thing, and you know, the whole thing could actually use a little bit of snap on this. Also, for good impact, I don't think it's actually entirely necessary to see his body squish. Yeah, I mean, see, this is a kind of a weird pose right here, and I think I got that impression even at speed, that his body was kind of like almost translating down into the ground. This is the same body shape as we see before. It's not really actually squash or stretch. It's kind of just, you know, it looks like his feet have been hammered into the ground, and he's next. Does that make sense? You know, it's not super you know, readable either. Nice little jump. If you want to challenge yourself in the future, give yourself you know, more than one axis to work on. He jumps forward and looks up, basically all in a line, all along his center line. You know, maybe have the button at like a 3/4, you know, angle, and have, you know, just practice getting your character breaking them off a single axis. Okay, very important, very you know, essential. I think I believe for a good demo reel is to have like lots of different shots that don't have your characters all moving, you know, kind of like in a single direction. Making them feel like they are basically free to move in all directions, okay? Cool. Typically I would advise against the arms being twinned like this, but it looks like you've got, actually, no, it's kind of untwinned. You could do a little bit more of untwinning in the timing of it. Because it is so similar, it's almost symmetrical, you know, across his axis. And, you know, even if you don't break this guy off an axis, you can still have him land and do a little bit of a turn in the body, and maybe you'll get a little bit of interest there. I would turn him towards camera. Always cheat your characters towards camera if you have the option to. Okay. Last but not least, the jump. He almost goes to like a jumping pose. And doesn't actually jump off the ground. Especially, I'm looking at that screen left foot. It almost looks like it moves to the right, and his you know, screen right foot almost looks like it moves to the left more than he's actually pushing off planted feet. Look into that. See if you can do anything about that. Looking good though, Nicole. Thanks for being part of the AnimGym this month. Appreciate it a lot. John Butcher. John, this is the new one that you sent in. So this has your latest animation. Let's check it out. Oh, cool. Great little antic. Great little, you know, fun little scene. I think the performance choice makes a lot of sense that he would be, you know, if he's hamming it up to camera, that he would be, you know, kind of, you know, also then looking at us and sort of, you know, there's almost this moment where he's like pleading with us, like, you know, like, get me out of here. I think that is the strength of this. I think that performance choice really makes the most, will give you the most mileage in terms of practice on your work. So I would get to that as fast as possible. So maybe, you know, even start the shot, even gain these frames back. First of all, I would point with the other hand so that he can be open up to camera the whole time. And he can look at us and give us that schmaltzy kind of like, ha-ha. And then just like if his hand is out, just ha-ha, click, just poke it, right? So you don't have to then have him take a big step back, all right, and then ham it up to camera, and then have him cross all of this space running over towards us before he gets sucked in. You gain all this time back. So if he's looking right at us, ready to push that button and give us a little wink, and then boop, pokes it, and then you gain all that time back. Boom! He can get instantly sucked into, and by the way, this should be instantaneous. He gets instantly sucked into it, and then you can have this moment where he's stuck there, and it's almost like a total reversal. It's like a total character arc where he's sitting there and like, oh my god, like help me. Maybe he reaches out. Whatever he does, it's a very quick transition from what he did before. So I think, and I will just kind of like bring up that I typically advise against, you know, deep performance work. This is really about body mechanics and setting up simple ideas, executing those ideas, getting even practice on your entire workflow. So you're not just a strong blocker, you're a strong everything. But that being said, you know, I kind of appreciate this, you know, this attempt at kind of a fun character arc, and so I want to support it. But I do think that you burned a lot of time unnecessarily, starting right off with him like looking at us and hitting the button with the, you know, the foreground arm, and having that big step backwards, the wink, and then the running towards us. All of that can be done in 24 frames, all of it. You know, with him starting right there, the background hand actually about to push it, just like we cut in, blink, poke, swoop, gets sucked in. Like how long was that? That was probably 24, 36 frames maybe. You know, and we're in, wink, poke, swoop, right? And then you have, you know, the other 2 seconds to, you know, play out the rest of that scene. All right, cool though, cool stuff. I'll say one last thing. He's running directly towards camera, so we don't get actually much post change when something's coming right at us. All right, as big as the movement could be, you know, it's actually, you know, like legs and arms moving right towards camera, faces, all this stuff. It's really just scaling, actually. We're not really getting much post change as dynamic as you try to make it. So try not to have characters run directly at camera either, all right? Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you for participating, guys. It was a lot of fun watching those. If you guys want to tell your friends about the AnimGym, let them know that KennyRoy.com, anyone can join the forums and participate with your friends and your fellow animators, giving critique, receiving critique, and improving your workflow one shot at a time, one little shot at a time, of course. And all KennyRoy.com members who participate in the AnimGym get a critique like the one you just saw. And even if I am in the Czech Republic and I have no idea where I'm going to be, I'll try to make the time to record, okay? So it's been fun. I'm Kenny Roy. Good luck with your animation. As always, rock on.